I absolutely should not have been rail fanning on the night of December 14th. But was I gonna anyway? Yes. And the reason I shouldn't be rail fanning was because of the temperature. Cause the wind chill was only a chill -20 degrees. So, as you can imagine, being at the depot was incredibly stupid. So I went to the hospital spot for two reasons. One, lighting, and two, the crossing gates would let us know if there was a train coming. Now I bet you're wondering, why are you out here if it's so cold and borderline dangerous? Well, you'll see in a second. First, we have to wait for NSA 83 to pass, with a somewhat interesting BNSF ace trailing second. And only 5 minutes after that passed, the gates went down again, and NS-23G passed with a consist including a fresh C6M, the NNW Heritage Unit, a -9, another -9, the Nickel Plate Heritage Unit, and another -9. And that's why I was out here. I'm sure you can see why I braved the borderline dangerous weather for this. Definitely the best Norfolk Southern lash-up I've ever seen. And only 3 days later, on December 17th, NS once again decided to just randomly be awesome. I just so happened to be watching the Chechen cam that night, and NS 264 passed with an ACC leader. Oh yes, yeah, we're catching that. When we got to the depot, however, we immediately saw westbound lights. And then eastbound lights. Normally, I would be disappointed because the westbound would get blocked, but the eastbound was the train I was trying to see, so who cares, right? However, as the tail end of 264 was leaving, this happened. A rather overpowered NS-277 absolutely jump-scared me from behind 264. And I mean jump-scared. Like, you can't see it in the video because of my camera's stabilization and the fact that I was panning during it, but I legit jumped when that thing happened, bro. I was terrified. And NS's randomly not sucking for some reason streak continued on Christmas Eve, aka December 22nd. This trip was not supposed to be a depot trip. We were just running uptown to grab groceries, and I thought, we'll stop at the depot for a little bit just to check the signals. And they were green in both directions. And literally 20 seconds later, the gates went down and NS-880 jump-scared us with a BNSF ace duo. For those who don't know, BNSF just recently got a bunch of new special GEVOs designed specifically for use on coal trains. BNSF Aces used to be the only power you would see on here, alongside the now retired SD70 Max, But now with these new GEVOs coming in, you never see BNSF aces on coal trains anymore, let alone on foreign rails. So this was an awesome surprise. And after that, the westbound showed up. NS39E, which was one of the greatest consists I have ever seen randomly. Leading was NS9763, a -9 that was a former whiteface and was repainted into the horsehead scheme later. However, some of the horsehead scheme is peeling off, giving it this weird half-whiteface design. It's the only engine on the roster with this, making it very unique. And trailing second was a Union Pacific Thunder Cab Ace. Wow. As I said before in other videos, 39E usually has mixes of UP and NS power, but man, both railroads are really pulling out all the stops for this one. However, that wasn't even the best part, because the engineer of this train seemingly didn't get the quiet zone memo and blew his horn for all the crossings along here. Why? I don't know, but if it was for me, thanks. After that, the eastbound signal turned green again, so we stuck around for whatever that train was. And it turned out to be 28X with an NS Ace trailing second. A very ace-flavored day today. After that, we went to the store, and while we were driving back, well, NS277 jump scared us. We couldn't get back to the tracks before the head end, but we could before the DPUs, which was awesome because the second DPU was NS4415, one of the inspection C6M, which has been recently rolled out by Norfolk Southern as a means of cutting out track inspection crews, increasing safety. And after that, the eastbound signal turned green. It was a very long wait for it, as you can see by the change in lighting, and it wasn't worth it because it was 264 with C6M junk. The only boring train we saw on this trip. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Not too much to say in the conclusion here, so catch those units while you can, especially the aces, and I will see you in the next video.